Looky, looky, Captain Hooky. I think it's down, and this is what we call a double star. Short day. The day is below previous day's close and previous day's low. There is a clear target down at the bottom, the red line, which is another pivot from a while back. Right over there. And I think it's where it's going. Could be wrong, but when everything looks like this, I'm going short. And this is really, really good. I'm gonna have to do this. Absolutely. So where do we get short? Well, we take every good trade that we can find, every trade that's breaking. I don't like how this is almost a perfect setup here, but the way this has been trending up, it needs to roll better. It definitely needs to roll better. It's rolling now. I like how it's rolling. That's good. Let's see if we get a green bar ignored to the downside. I'll be glad to try it. That's good. You don't want it to get up over the top of this pivot. I don't want it to get up over the top of this pivot here. So let me put a line right there. I really want it to stay below because it's trending nicely, higher, lower highs, lower lows. If it pops up here, then that's going to signal it's too sideways. This was a clean trend up, peaks out, starts making a lower high here, and then it's starting to make a lower low. Now, if it continues to make a lower low, I'm going to short it. But if it breaks this pivot here, unless it's a peekaboo, if it's a little whip up and come down and give me a green bar ignored right here, then I'll be glad to short it. But I'm very watching this area right here to make sure that it stays in the trend, clean, flowing trend to the downside. I guess we could get our trend lines ready for any type of breakout to the other side. Man, I'm glad I took off my short last night. I just would have hit a 1-to-1 loss on it, but well, it peaked over the top of that, but still, now it's got to break this pivot down here before I'm interested in shorting. It's still gotta, it went from trending up to now it's sideways. So do I really trust any type of breakdown right here? Because when you start moving the trend line little by little over more, it's just sideways now. Man. And if we look at, what is it, 250? You can see how choppy this thing looks right there. Yeah, there's nothing going on, so not exactly sure. I'm just going to hang tight, see what happens. I gotta find something. There it is. Let's go with that one. Shut that off, put that on. Okie dokie. Yeah, that's ugly. There's nothing really exciting going on there. Let me go back over to my notes. I'm trying to develop this play for my playbook here. Determine market conditions and match trade strategy to the condition of the market. Well, right now it's only a range trading or a trend line breaking condition. So let's determine the conditions. There's really only two different types of conditions. Let's start to develop that idea. There is two market conditions, in my opinion. One is trending, and the other one is range, choppy. So, which one is it? Okay, conditions. You can spell it right, buddy. You can spell it. We're going to get this idea developed nicely. What was this picture? I took some pictures yesterday because I was... Okay, this is when I'm looking to go short. And I'm waiting for the trend line to break. But on my exponential system, the higher tick chart on the right and left I don't want it to break above the 20. So the price is going up here, not breaking above the 20 yet. So if the trend line broke on the right side, I'd be interested in shorting it. This picture was how it broke, but it did not give me a green bar ignored to continue down. So we have everything still in line. We have the trend line break, but we don't have the green bar node. The GBI was not there, so I didn't get stuck on that fake break. Let's go to the GBI. I want to put that in here somewhere in my notes. I want to continue to focus on my trend line break strategy a little bit better. Thank God it's payday. Whew. Trend line break strategy. All right, is it going the other way now? I'm not interested in buying it yet. I might focus on that in a minute, but playbook. Here we go. Trend line breaks. I'm going to put that at the top. That's what I'm working on right now, next to exponential chart setup. Trend line break. GBI with trend line break. So yeah, here's the pictures for that. Let's just pop that in there. Let's make a note. All charts should agree to short side. Then using the exponential charts, look for a trend line break with a green bar ignored. So when the green bar is ignored, that's when it's important, because if you get the trend line break without the green bar ignored, you're going to get hit. We're waiting for the trend line break right here. This is what we took. I took a picture yesterday. I was going to document how the strategy works. Everything's down. All the time charts are down. 5 minute, 15 hour, everything's down for the day. The day chart's down, everything. So on your exponential system, you got a higher tick chart or a higher time chart and a lower one. Say a 10 minute and a 1 minute. Say a 5,000 tick chart and a 500 tick chart. Doesn't matter. The higher one, you don't want the higher one on the left to go above the 20. You want it to stay in a down. You want it to come up. You have to have it come up in order to get a trend line break. You have to. So you want it to come up, but you don't want it to start RBI, red bar ignored, and continuing to go up. Even as high as this over here is acceptable because you don't get a red bar ignored and a continuation. So once it closes below the 20, that's actually a great trend line break right there. I didn't document that. I was trying to document this in real time. So that was the first picture that we took, and we're putting this in our notes under the playbook strategies over here on the left. These are all my playbook strategies, all the trades I like to take. I want to document how it works. For a trend line break, this is what we're looking at right here. That's the first picture. The second picture we took yesterday was this one where it actually broke the trend line. Let's take a look at that picture real quick. And you can see this is going to be where it actually fakes you out. So we don't take it when it breaks. You're looking for a trend line break GBI, and that's a green bar that's ignored. Once it continues down past any type of buyback, then you know the sellers are stronger. And so we would have been saved from a fake break on this particular trade. All right. So that's as far as I got because the trade continued to go up. But I am going to be taking pictures of those trades as I develop this strategy in my playbook. I'm finally putting it in my playbook. I've been working it out in my mind for quite a while, but you know, I want to make sure that I can show people what's going on when. So this is a fake break with no GBI. Okay, that's all I need. Let's shrink it down. Let's take a look at what's going on in the real market right now. Well, it did reverse. We were looking for a short. The reason why we're looking for a short is because we have a double star short day. Double star short day means it's a short. It's below yesterday's close, which is this dashed line. and it's below yesterday's low, which is this red line. It's also below another previous day's red line with a target way down here that it could easily go and sweep that liquidity level down there. So it's really short. It's not just kind of short, it's really short. Does that mean it's going to stay short? No, it does not mean it's going to stay short. There's no guarantee that we're going to even get a good short, but we can apply the probability in our favor. With the exponential charts, now they're starting to switch directions. The 5-minute, let's see what it's doing. If it gets over this 20, it starts to RBI its way up higher, then we're gonna, we'll switch directions. But they'll only be 1-to-1 returns. We're not looking for a big hold, because when you have a double star red day, it could reverse on you in a blink of an eye for no reason, and it doesn't even have to apologize. So let's take a look at the 5 with the 5,000, because these two often will agree. And right now we have the tick charts kind of heading up. I don't want to take it, because when I get a double star red day or a double star blue day, I'm just looking, my mind is in that direction. And sometimes I miss the big pintail reversals, and I finally will change direction when I get the 5-minute kicking in the other direction. I'll start to wake up a little bit and go, hey man, the 5 minutes going the other way. What are you doing? You don't want to miss that. But right now we're looking for trend line breaks. As long as the higher chart, my exponential system here, as long as that higher chart does not close above the 20, which it's far from that, I'm looking for trend line breaks over here. But when it's trending like this, you got to be careful with the trend line breaks, because I like how it hit that trend, the old trend line here. Now it's pushing it down. That's what you want to see. We need to see it break this pivot level here. And it's, which trend line do you use? Because you'll get shorter trend lines, and then you have the long trend line right down here. The long trend line versus the shorter trend lines. And I'm still working this out. A lot of times if you get a really sharp move up, that's the trend line you want to take, because there's a lot of room back down to this trend line. So if there's a lot of space and you get a sharp move up, this particular strategy disregards the moving averages, because on your higher time charts, everything's still down. You got the higher tick chart is still down, and that's what's the important gauge for this. If this starts trending up, well, wait a minute, let me go back. I'm not even on the right one. Let's see, I need this one. Oh yeah, so the trend line breaks right now, in my opinion, I don't necessarily, and it could work, but once this gets over the 20, I've made a rule, kind of made a rule here, to just be careful. And the market is designed to bend your mind and bend your rules and push you to the brink of not understanding your own rules and strategy. It'll kind of just do a little bit to the edge of what you're willing to allow in your system, and then it'll ask you to break your mind. It'll ask you to compromise your system and then show you that it works and say, why do you have that rule? And it's a trippy mind game, the market is. But if you stick to your system, even if a bad trade works, you can't get fooled by a bad trade working, because bad trades work all the time. And that's where people get sucked into just continuing to try those bad trades. Over time, they won't continue to work. So if we get a red bar ignored here on the exponential system, I'm pretty sure the 5-minute chart is going to, there it is, continue to go up. And if that matches, these two charts begin to just trend up together, then I will switch directions. We could end up seeing a day that pintails back up into these pivot levels. These red lines can be used as resistance, so there's a long way to go back up to these old red line support levels. It could go all the way back up to the close of yesterday. So these blue lines are just simple areas on the trend line chart where I marked out some pivot levels that were interesting to me. So I don't need this one anymore here. I don't need that one. These two pivot levels are interesting still. Here's a pretty, now I got to get away from the trend line. Now I'm not interested in trend line break anymore, because that's only good if, you know, the exponential system is still trending down. It's only good if the 5 minute is still trending down. So I got to go back to trend trading strategies and go, okay, we're trending now in the other direction. And so let's wait for, well, we have it. You know, we have an opportunity to see if it's going to keep going. Even right now, I have to figure out, let this break down here. I really want to see it close. I don't want to see it just peak above. That's telling me to hold on a second. Hold on a second. Don't get too excited about that. That happened yesterday, and when the bell opened, it looked like it was going up. 5 minute 15 were all pointed up, strong candles, and it eventually just broke down. So I had a losing day yesterday. $100 in the Apex accounts. Yeah, so this is a watch moment. We're hunting right now. We're hunting for a possible gazelle over the top here, and possible trend line breaks on the lower tick chart to the upside if it continues. We have already looked at the 5 minute. 5 minutes looking interesting. We've already looked at, that was looking interesting. If it's really a short day, these two candles are just going to get just engulfed back down, which is what we want if we're going to go short. And we got a trend line to pay attention to here on the 5 minute. Let's get this trend line going. So yeah, if it's going to continue up, if it's going to continue up, it may sweep this pivot level. It may sweep this trend line. It may test this pivot here and just fool everybody and just pop back up. If it's going to be a strong reversal day, that's the kind of behavior it will show. If it does something like that and starts to put GBIs up into this area, that's very good, very enticing for me to try along on that if it were to do that behavior. Fake breakdown, fake break the trend line, fake break the pivot level, bounce back up, GBI, yeah, I would be all over that. However, double star red day, this thing could break the trend line, the GBI is for the down, the RBI, red bar ignored, is for the long. If it breaks the trend line, the pivot level doesn't hold over here, and it breaks below the moving averages and starts to break this, and then it gives us a GBI, green bar, buyback ignored to the downside. I think that's a good short opportunity. I'll be looking to short that way. But that's what's going to have to happen before I go long, and that's what's going to have to happen before I go short. So the plan is laid out. I'm going to be watching that. I'm going to get back to this chart system here. I'm going to be watching that on my other monitor, and I'm going to be looking for that to happen. One of those two things eventually will happen, because it's not going to stay sideways forever. One of those two things will happen, because it can't stay sideways forever. Okay, so if it breaks here, I'm watching it break this pivot level. It's breaking the trend line on that chart I was showing you. It's right at the pivot level. If it were to break it on my higher tick chart right here, give me like right now, if it were to be a short little tiny green candle, I'd be interested. It doesn't mean it's going to work. It doesn't mean it's going to work. It just means that's what I need to see before I take a trade. I want to see the buyers fail here. I don't want to see another gigantic green candle all the way back to the top, because that's a range, and it's very difficult. We would have to change to a range trading system, and I have some strategies for that, but you need to make sure it's a range first, and you need at least 2 points at the bottom and 2 points at the top. We almost got it. But if it goes all the way back to the top here and fails, that would be an opportunity to short the top of the range. Uh, 5,000. Okay, so it teased. So yeah, so it teased the trend line. It teased the moving average. It's bouncing off the pivot level, top of that pivot level, and now we got a green bar. If it goes down, we got to try it. It's not like it's a bad idea. It's not like, oh, you lost, haha. No, this is a good chance here. I'm even going to put a sell stop market order in
submitted.
there. It's going so slow right now, though. I don't like how slow it's going, but
order filled.
okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try it. What the heck? I'm gonna see if it'll come back down to this pivot level. It might sucker me in, but we got everything we wanted. I got everything I asked for. I had it pre-planned. You got to try it. I'm not gonna, whatever. Make it good. If you don't make it, that's fine. I'll take those trades all day. If you take 10 of those trades like that, if you go back and study the charts, if you take 10 of those trades, I think you'll be profitable over a long period of time. I'm definitely going to give it a try. I don't really care. I'm not here to play games. I'm here to trade. I'm not here to just run my mouth. I'm here to actually practice. I'm here to take real trades. I'm not here to just tell people how to trade. I'm here to, I need a payout, man. At some point, I need a payout. Let's get over here and see what's going on. And like I said, the fear, the psychology of trading is the biggest enemy. When you hit that loss, you got to go, okay, it was still a good trade. I took a good trade. How many good trades can I lose before I'm profitable? And you keep trying to lose good trades, and your mind is, I don't care if I lose good trades. If this was a bad trade, I'd be kicking myself in the butt. If I lost it, like I lost a couple of bad trades the other day, and I was like, why am I taking these trades? And then I was really frustrated with myself. I was like, you had to stop trading. I had to stop trading because I was taking bad trades, and so I like live streaming because I'm talking through my trading strategies. I'm recording it, and I go back and see, what worked, what didn't work, and I think over time it will make us better if we can just review and keep notes and that kind of thing. Now that's another pivot level. I'd be just looking to get it to I don't know. I've got to get a 1-to-1 on it though, man. I mean, if it's a red double star day, it could go all the way back down at the bottom. Who knows how far down it could go? And it could bounce right here and go stop me out. But I'm not going to take. I used to be so. I've really learned a lot. I mean, I've really changed a lot, man. Because I'd break even too quick, get stopped out. It would go right down and hit 2-hour return. So my goal right now is, and I've already accomplished that goal. I was like, don't move your stop loss until it gets pretty far down. If it's a good trade, don't worry about it. Go do dishes or go make a sandwich or go make some tea or something, and I've done that. And it actually helps to get away from the computer and not watch every tick. I can't tell you how that helps. If it's a good trade, there's no fear. So the anxiety that I'm feeling and that we feel is just an illusion, really. We got to get rid of that. Got to deal with it somehow. Sometimes I'll just put something over it so I don't have to watch it. Like, just block it with something. Play a game of chess, or I love to play chess, but not. I've been playing too much chess while I'm trading. It's been distracting me, man. It's with that pivot. I just need a little bit more. I'm gonna go to break even, I guess. Ugh. I don't like to go to 1-to-1 and have it come all the way back and get me, but that can happen. Because I swept that pivot right there. It's possible that it's just gonna bounce. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go down a little further here. Because if it breaks that red bar, that's another entry sign. If you miss this trade, this would be a good boom. And so 2 to 1's not asking a lot when the pivot's all the way down here. Let's see what happens. See what happens. I'm so wanting to take profit right now. I'm gonna go to break one to one at least. Maybe if it spikes down real fast, that would be great. It swept all those pivots right there, so it may want to bounce right here. If it creates a pivot right here and keeps booking it down, I'm gonna put my stop a little lower on top of that pivot. But if it breaks that level, and I might just move this down even further. I'm trying. This is where I'm at with my skill level. It's like I'm trying to hold for big winners because, you know, this is where the money's made. When you have a winner, you gotta hold it, man. You gotta hold your winners. You can't just get out too early. And it's possible this thing could just keep running, and if it does, I want to hold it. You know, I don't want to get out too early because we're almost down to the bottom of the day. So maybe that should be my target. I mean, where is the bottom of the day? Oh, I'm gonna go candle by candle right now. Maybe I'll get candle by candle. If it takes out this big red candle, I'm gonna. Now, if it flushes, I'm gonna follow it candle by candle. We're already at 2 to 1, so that's good. Come on, keep going down. Maybe I'm too close. Keep going down. Stay on that 8. Is it an 8? I think that's the 8. I like it when it stays on that side of the 8. Yeah, that's the 8 EMA. Stay on that side of the 8 EMA, buddy. And I will be all right. Keep going. You want to push. Here's another GBI. Oh, look at all these GBIs. You get into a fast movement when the market takes off like a bullet. I just drop down to the 250 and the lower tick charts and look for any RBI or GBI, and I just jump in because my loss is limited. It's only that candle. If it doesn't work, I'm out instantly. All right, that's fine. Because if you decide to bounce back up here, I don't want to hold it. And it could give another sell entry right here. And it is another sell entry. There's no question about that. I mean, if it breaks that, if it breaks that level. Because say I missed that trade and I'm coming in right now to the market. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, I need to get a trade going here. This would be the one I'd want to take. This would be the new setup. Everything's down. All the time charts are down. 5 minute, all the tick charts are down. 15 minute, everything's down. So that would be the first green bar area. There it breaks down. It's starting to break down right now. And that would be where I enter. Why am I not doing it? I don't know. I don't know. But look how great that plan that we made. Talking to myself. Look at that plan that you made, bro. And the green bar ignored right after the trend line break. BEA, beautiful. Now, don't get cocky. Thank God. Thank you, Lord. I appreciate it. I really do. Yeah, let's see if this works. I'm just going to keep observing. I've seen it so many times, though. It just keeps breaking the GBIs. It keeps going down. It keeps, you're like, I should have stayed in it, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm fighting right now. That's the big thing that I'm fighting right now. I might have an example. No. I was going to try to find an example of the trend line break, but I think with my rule is I don't want it going above the 20. I might modify that a little bit. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see what happens here, though. I'm pretty sure it's going to keep going. Today's a double star red day, man. You gotta just stay short on it. You gotta stay short. I'm just glad I'm not using a simulator anymore. I'm just so over it. I gotta get a payout. I gotta get a payout. I'm pretty sure it's gonna go. Here's another GBI area, consolidation area. That's a tight little range right there too, to get, if you really want to keep the tight stop loss on it. I almost pushed the trigger, because that's only like, I mean, that's not even giving, if I don't get back all my profits, then, you know, I'm interested in taking a trade like that, actually. Oh, that would have stopped me out for like 12 bucks. But I'm definitely trying to figure out how to stay in this. I'm gonna go back to the original trade here and see up here. It did exactly what we wanted it to do. It was a well planned out trade with a well thought out system, and it did one of those two things that I wanted it to do. And I'm not controlling the market. I'm waiting for the market to behave the way I trade. So if the market tries to make you trade in an environment that it's doing at the time, and we feel like we have to take a trade, oh, I got to jump in, and then it's not performing because you're trading on its terms. So good traders, I'm not saying I'm a good trader, I want to be, but I've heard these good traders say it over and over, and I believe it. And that's, you wait for the market to do what you want it to do. And I've learned that. It's stuck in my head. I'm like, that is a powerful understanding. And I draw it out on the chart. Well, this is what I want this thing to do. And I will take that trade win or lose if it does this. And this was a good example of that philosophy working in real time. But let's go see. My stop was right there. 1, 2, 2.5. It's already back up over where I took my profit, though. If I didn't just grab a 2-hour return on it and say that's enough, I'm happy with that. I just don't know how I would have stayed in, because I was trailing candle by candle at this point. Once it gets past 1-to-1, so I gotta figure out how to change that. Some traders, there's this one guy I watch. I can't watch him for very long. There's a reason. I'm not gonna say anything bad about him, but he's really good at going to break even and just letting that thing do whatever. And I've seen him come all the way back up and stop him out. And his attitude is, who cares? Who cares? You don't know how far down that thing's gonna run. And I've developed that kind of thinking a little bit, but I haven't been able to put it into practice as much as I'd like. The day that I tried it, the market was ranging, and I was coming in with the wrong trading, shall we say, goals for that condition, and I end up having a bad day, really one of my worst losing days, because I had a fresh idea and I wanted to really practice it, but that wasn't the day to practice it. So I need to get into an environment, which could be today. Today could have been the day with the double star kind of day to just, if you can get to break even, don't worry if it comes back to break you even. You didn't lose anything. And let that thing see how far down it wants to run, because don't forget, on the day chart, we've got that red line all the way down here from a previous day pivot level. And this is the kind of day that can absolutely, potentially come down anyway, potentially come down and get that. So you're talking about an enormous win compared to, all right, let's go back to the trend trading strategy. Trend line break. Is everything below the 20? Yes. Do we have a trend line break over here? Yes. Can we get a GBI? Let's see if we get a GBI. I need to take a picture of this, because this is exactly what the strategy is. Let's see if we get a green bar ignored right here. I'll try it, win or lose. This is the system. This is the trade. Everything else is rolling just fine. Get a picture of that real quick. So that's showing the green bar again, break, trend line break and the green bar, but will it push past the green bar? GBI 1 again. There we go. If it pushes past, we got to get into the trade, show what we're looking for. That's almost too high. We need to move the once it pushes up into the trend line. A lot of times they'll work as a resistance, but you got to draw a new trend line now. It's too high. So now the whole thing has been, I don't know. I think I like to just ignore it. Well, it hasn't really gone up. Okay, so there's a pivot level. That blue line's a pivot level. It's struggling to get back over the. So yeah, right here is still valid. I think. I don't know. I'm still trying to work out my system. Yeah, that would be a valid short right there. Everything's down. The exponential higher tick chart is still doing what I want. Hasn't crossed the 20 yet. See, I like that rule. I like that rule. There's a reason why I have that rule. Because these haven't crossed over like it did up here. That was looking bullish. I mean, I don't want to try to short it if it's looking bullish up there. But right here, that's no longer valid because it went over the top. It went over the top of that. It broke through that blue line, which is a pivot level. It broke through there. Now, if it fails, that's a whole nother story, but we have a different trend line now. So that one is no longer valid. Now we're waiting for something like that. Now, if it keeps trending up, if it pokes through the trend line, which it loves to do, people that love to break out don't know how to break out properly. If it breaks through, and when it loves to just break through and go right back up. And you'll see that pattern all the time. You have to wait for a breakdown, GBI, green bar, buyers getting taken out, and then a continuation. That's the best way to take it. Because this thing can nickel and dime you with fake breaks all day long. I need to take this blue line down to this pivot level. Oh, it bounced right off the low of the day. Interesting. I did not know that. 5 minute. Yeah. That's what we need to pay attention to. So it bounced right off. Man, I should have had my target to that point down there. So that's the mistake that I made on that trade. My target should have been a couple of dollars, a couple ticks above that line, just to make sure that it hits it. All right, well, let that be a lesson. Okay, back over here. Is it above the 20? Yeah, it's above the 20. It didn't close though. It didn't close. It's hitting another blue line, some kind of a resistance level there. That's where I first took the trade. I'd be on break even. It would have broke me out break even on that if I had not taken a profit where I did. That is resistance level. If you get it, there's another strategy I like, a 3-bar reversal, but I don't want to take any extra strategies right now. I want to. Well, it's a short day. Anything short, it could play, or it could be in a range. You know, we could see the bottom range out right here and start to have a big range. That would be great for trend line breaks and 3-bar reversal strategies. Those 3-bar reversal strategies really work well in a range. Really good. Is there any news today? Friday. International trade in goods advance 8:30. That's it. Consumer sentiment at 10 can really knock your socks off. It doesn't always, but it has been a big mover. I've seen it move pretty. It doesn't mean it's going to though. 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock shock. 8:30. A little tiny. All right. What's this? This is an opportunity. I think because the 5,000, it's right at this level here. I want it to break and give me a green. It's giving me a green bar right now. So on one chart, it's looking like a good opportunity, but in another chart, I think I want to make it go up. Ooh, this is really tempting right here, because go back up and I'll do it. Go back up 50%. I should have done it. I missed it. There was a 1-to-1 right there. I guess what was scaring me was the fact that this was hovering on top of the moving averages, and it didn't quite. Let me see. I didn't. I wish it would have been one more push up before I. No, that was valid all the way around. That was valid. I just didn't get it. If it would have went up one more spike, I would have jumped in it. I was. And I didn't. You don't have to wait for it to do that. I was just, because I was too scared. And once I realized you better take it, I was like, okay, let it come back up and I'll take it. So when I finally realized you better take this, I was asking for it to pull back. I didn't want to chase it. I said, pull back just a little bit more, and I'll get it. And I like that pintail on the. I like that pintail on the 2000. Let's see. I mean, you might be getting another GBI right here, but sometimes in a range at the bottom, you can get a lot of fake GBI breakouts on the bottom here. I'll give it a shot though. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna chill out. That won't give back all my profits. Okay, right here, it's good. Should already be in this trade though, just for the record. I should already be in this trade. That's exactly what I look for. I got spooked on the other chart. Now, if it does this porcupine thing where there's a pintail at the top, pintail at the bottom, I don't like those. I want it to, right now, it needs to just continue to flow down. Okay, it tried to go up, hit that resistance level, hit the 20. Started to come back down. I want it to continue to go back down. I'm going to get my order in there, but
order submitted.
If it breaks these green bars here, see now, it might be too strong in this area, but it's going back up to where I originally got in. It might be because I don't like these pintails on both sides. It's porcupine. Let's call it a porcupine. It'll poke you.
Order canceled.
Poke you on the top, poke you on the bottom. Bunch of pintails in both directions. Like this over here was a very bad trading if you were trying to do something in this little area right here. That's, yeah, porcupine, exactly. Well, what do we have? Do we have an opportunity? Got 7 minutes to news, whatever that news is, something coming up there, but maybe it's just not a good time to be in a trade right now. If it starts to porcupine and I'm trying to decide if I still like it to roll down, but the timing is important. I like the 5-minute roll. It's very possible to keep rolling right on down right here. Very possible. That would be a good GBI. Yeah, the GBI on this would be good. As long as it doesn't get much higher than this red bar. Don't really want it to get over the top of that red bar right there. Unless it just quickly pokes, which is actually more exciting than now. Come back down quickly and don't go back up there. A little poke and then come back down. You got to show weakness. You can't show strength. We don't want to see strength in this. Yeah, that's not, I don't know. That's too much for what I was looking for. Now you look at this 2,500. Is that the 2,500? What is that one? Oh, that's the 1,000 tick chart. I thought that was the 5,000 tick chart. Huh. What in the world? I better get my... Good grief. My bad. Okay. Looking at the wrong tick chart. That's the 5,000. Okay. I don't want to be confusing to anybody out there. This is, I like the 5. I've used this. Let me just change this to tick charts. Because I'm using different tick charts on the right side, 5,000, 2,000, 25, and 1,000. So I just need to just say tick charts in general. Just tick charts, because I change it up a little bit here. So it looks sideways to me on these two. It does, it's out there, they're under the 20, and it's still bearish, but it's a bearish range. Okay, oh shoot, what'd I just do? Lower tick chart. Oh, I hate it when I do that. Higher tick chart, lower tick chart. That was easy fix. Yeah, I don't know. There's news coming out any second, so yeah, 3 minutes. It's probably what's going on. There's no trade here. If I were to say what do I want it to do, I really want it to short down to that red line at the bottom. That's what I want it to do. I want it to go down to this red line right here. That's what I want. If these cross over with the 5 crossing over, with these two crossing over the 20 and RBI, then it's time to go long for some scalping. But we're still in a holding pattern for the short rollover. Short potential is stronger than anything. And I'm not going to do it. We got 2 minutes to go. I can't take any trade right now, regardless of. I like how it's developing a lower high. Lower high, that's what you want to see. Lower high, lower high, lower high, and then a green bar ignored for a big move back down to the pivot level at the bottom, which is where I should have took my profit earlier. So mad about that. That's okay. We do have already, though, a double bottom. It already literally hit the same price as earlier. One minute. One minute. Come on. I don't even know if it's going to be a big mover or not. It might just stay sideways and do nothing. In that case, let's see what it does here. If it gives us some momentum in either direction, it'd be interesting. If not, next news is at 10. I'm just going to close this live stream down, and let's see what it does here, though. It may be exciting. And I'm going to restart around 9:30. Okay, so it is 8:30 and this thing is snoozing Sleepy Susie. My goodness. That's both. All right, I'll be back at 9:30. God bless everybody out there. Take care. Hope you're learning